Hey, it's Paul from howtoplaybassdotcom. Got the first in a mini-series of lessons looking at some bass lines of Garry Tallent, a very underrated bass player who plays with Bruce Springsteen and the E Street Band. His bass lines always sound simple, and then when you get into them you find out that they're not so simple after all. He's a master of playing a line to a fairly straightforward diatonic type chord progression, and as the song progresses, take that line and develop it, add in subtle rhythmic variations, subtle note variations, change the octave that he plays the root in and the approach to that octave and make it sound natural and logical. So the first one I'm going to look at is called The Ties That Bind, and I'm going to look at the verse, the chorus, the bridge and the intro. One of the things that I recommend you do is go to the original song and try and transcribe the other parts. For beginners, you can take the parts I'm going to teach in this lesson, put them together, and there'll be a roadmap showing you how to do this on the web page that embeds this video, and use these parts to play through the song. But for more advanced players amongst you, I can't recommend highly enough that you go to the river, transcribe the original, and look at the variations that Garry Tallent uses through different sections. Before we start the lesson, if you're not a member or a subscriber of my free monthly e-zine, please click on the link underneath the video. If you're watching on YouTube, head over to the website, subscribe. You get a free series of video and PDF lessons for doing that. And let's go and start the lesson, and let's go and start with the intro. Okay, the intro is a 12-bar section, very straightforward chordally. It's only essentially an F and a C chord. I'll play it through with the metronome, then we'll talk through the notes and the rhythms. 2, 3, 4. Okay, then we'd hit the verse. Okay, first thing to notice, there's a rhythm, and this rhythm is used a lot through the song that Garry uses. I played that all on F there. It's a quarter note, a dotted eighth note, a 16th note, and then 4 eighth notes. So if you're just playing it with just F, 1, 2, 3, 4. Great rhythm, a rhythm I think maybe he took from Jameson. This is a rhythm Jameson used a lot as he was moving from playing sort of 8th note bass lines towards more 16th note orientated bass lines. You find it in a lot of Jameson's work sort of around the 65 period. So that's the rhythm that he uses pretty much throughout this section, other than of course the first couple of bars and the last bar. So we'll do those bars. It opens in C, which is the 3rd fret of the A string. You can hear the rhythm that he's playing quite clearly on the record, so we won't go into that. And then we get into the line itself. First 2 bars of the line, bars 3 and 4 of the intro if you like, are identical. You've got F, 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 B flat, open A, G, F. F's the 1st fret of the E string, B flat's the 1st fret of the A string, open A string, G at the 3rd fret of the E string, back to F. So that's repeated twice. Okay, then the next bar we go up to C. First bar, you've got C, G, open A, G. C's the 3rd fret of the A string, open A obvious, G's the 3rd fret of the E string. So then the next bar, we've got one of these subtle variations he brings in, which is C, low C, and G, high C, G. And the G there, that's the octave of G, 5th fret of the D string, that's the octave of C, 5th fret of the G string. And then there's 2 more bars of F. This time though we're starting out the first of those bars with F on the 3rd fret of the D string. So those notes are F, 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 open D, C, F. Then the next bar of F, we drop down again and play the pattern that we've already played. Okay, then we've got 2 more bars of C. First of those bars is a duplicate of one we've already played, which is C, G, A, G. And then we've got another bar of C with a variation, which is C, open A, G, E. And then we've got a bar of F where it's a variation of a pattern we've already done with a low and then a low F and then go into the octave. So it's low F, octave F, octave F, octave F, open D, C, open D, sorry, not open D, and back to F. And then the last bar before we hit the verse, 4 quarter notes, F, 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 G. And that G is a nice lower dominant approach note to C, which is the first note of the verse. So let's go have a look at the verse.